Hi, I'm Laura McLaughlin. Thanks for watching the show. Joining me today is Dr. Michael Mollura, a clinical psychologist with a private practice in Beverly Hills and East LA in the Silver Lake area. Dr. Mollura holds a PhD in clinical psychology and 2 master's degrees in the healing components of music, performance, and image. Now, Michael has combined his musicianship and psychology in a technique he uses for dream analysis called dream psychotherapy with music. And he's invited us here tonight to check him out in action. Along with a successful psychology practice, he is also a critically acclaimed composer, and he's most widely known for scoring films. And we will ask him about his most recent films in the interview. Well, thanks so much for joining me, Michael. I know you are a busy man, and I've known you for, I think, has it been 20 years?
About, I think so.
Both of us are from New York.
That's right.
Our alma maters are NYU.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I'm sorry, but I have to ask you, what inspired you to get 2 master's degrees?
Well, I think it was primarily knowledge and information and just a fascination with so many different areas. Mm-hmm. I started with absolute love for just humanities and literature and studied that at NYU and psychology. I got really into philosophy and the arts. And so my first master's degree was at NYU with performance studies program, which was absolutely amazing. It really combined the study of anthropology, theater, and music and dance. And that was the first time I got introduced to Freud and Jung and his theories and how it applied to theater and life and things like that. It was really an incredible program that allowed me to explore psychology and how it interacted with art. And after I got that degree, I loved it, and I was teaching a little bit and doing work in different components of theater and music in New York, but I kind of found that I wanted more, I just wanted more knowledge, more information. So then I got another degree which studied music and film and got into the concept of how images have sound and have a real heavy effect on the psychology of people. So I got that degree, and I was working after that in the music industry for the most part.
Okay.
And so, but it was the PhD finally that helped me focus on helping and healing people using all the things that I've learned before.
So did you originally want a career just in music and performing arts, or did you always know that you would want to be a psychologist?
It's kind of interesting. I came from a family of doctors. My father's a doctor, my brother's a doctor, my other brother's a doctor. There's a lot of...
So you had to get a doctor.
Yeah, there was kind of something going on in there for sure. I'll say, I wanted to fit in at the dinner table, and but we were always talking about healthcare, and I love the concept of helping people and healing. But all my degrees were more along the arts. But my interest in psychology was coming from art, was coming from theater, was coming from film, was coming from literature and poetry. I was more inspired by the idea of going into the internal space of consciousness. And when I started to realize that actually working with people on a psychological level is something I could do, I got really interested in that, And so I found this school called Pacifica Graduate Institute on the West Coast. And that was a school that would embrace my work as a musician and would do the proper training to be a clinical psychologist. I definitely wanted it to be something that would be clinical and real, that I could work in the industry on a high level and work with all different levels of pathology.
Yeah, and I was reading on your website that you have you're trained in Jungian, the Jungian approach, as well as self-psychology. Yeah. Am I right on that?
Yes.
So what kind of approach would you say you use with clients when they come into you?
Yeah, with clients, it's really meeting them where they need to be. You know, I do find that Jungian depth psychology is beautiful and very effective with certain individuals that are coming in to do almost philosophical, deep mythological type of work, kind of archetypal psychology, and kind of moving through those areas. Self-psychology is like the work of Kohut, and that's kind of just going in more of the human experience of the self and how that kind of goes into the layers of object relations type stuff, what's going on in the internal space and how people are relating to their parents and so forth and affecting their pathology. I think the combination of the two is really beautiful. The interest in self-psychology really came from my work at the Wright Institute of Los Angeles.
Okay.
And that's where I did all my hours in training. And that was kind of a self-psychology oriented school. So combined with that, with my Jungian stuff, I had the tools, or I felt like I have the tools to work with clients that are coming in with depression, anxiety, but then also I can go deeper into the objective world of like schizophrenia, bipolar, those deeper levels of pathology. So
I was going to ask you, what kind of issues you treat with people. Now, your interest in Jungian psychology, would it be safe to say that's what got you interested in dream analysis?
Now, dreams kind of goes back to the very beginning, you know, because
Okay.
ever since I was a kid, I dreamt a lot.
Oh.
You know, I was a heavy dreamer. And I was
a heavy dreamer.
and I still am. And, you know, and I loved the dream world. And to me, that was like, I don't know, it was like making my own movies or something every night. And I'd love to share them. And literally at like age 6, 7, 8 years old, I was sitting at a piano and I would compose music and I would make up stuff, and my mother would say, "Where are you getting this from?" And I'd say, "I dreamt it, Mom," you know.
Really? So
And,
you started young
Yeah, I was pretty young.
with
pretty
this.
Young. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, obviously, when I
Yeah.
first started. But that's I always had this fascination with dreams, and dreams is about kind of confronting this shadow part of us. And I was fascinated with the concept of how dark they can be, you know. But does that mean we're bad people or scary people or, you know, prone to darkness? I didn't think so, but it felt really interesting to me, that world. And when I go to movies, it seemed like they were dreamlike sometimes, you know. They
Yeah.
had this alternative consciousness to it.
Like
And
Fantasia when you were a kid.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was fascinating.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're also in front of a dreamscape.
yeah, this is
place.
incredible work of Lee
Yeah.
McCloskey.
Yeah.
Just have to kind of pull that out there. Isn't this beautiful?
Thanks for watching the show. If you liked what you just saw, please subscribe to the channel so I can bring you more mental health and emotional well-being content. This channel is for you, so I would love to hear your comments. Did you relate to anything you saw? Or what kind of issues would you like me to address with the professionals I interview? Check out the next video, and thanks for watching.